But what really, I guess what really started my deep set hatred of ants was this one time my brother like woke up screaming in the middle of the night and he was freaking out and no one could figure out what was going on. He just kept yelling that he had like an earache. So my mom got a Q-tip and started, messing around with his ear, and she pulled out an ant, and it was just like, and just like crawling and like alive and in his ear, and that was it for me. I couldn't, no more. After that, the thought of them in my body and not just on me, like invading my personal space, that was it. That really just kind of drove it home, and that was the day that I decided that ants weren't for me. Ants need to be eliminated. Really just taken out of the equation altogether, I think. Yeah. Recently, I like to blame the drought, but I don't think it was the drought. I think it was God trying to play some kind of sick, cruel joke on me, because for so long, I've lived peacefully, away from them, not having to deal with them in a nicer house, a cleaner house, with no crumbs and no food being invaded by them. And I want to say it was just about a month ago, I walked into my bathroom and
They were crawling up the door, and I was like, no, this isn't happening, this isn't real. And then I ignored it. I was like, this is nothing. This is nothing. This is fine. It's gonna blow over in a couple of days. But, I left, I went to a friend's house, I stayed there for the night, and I thought they would go away, but they didn't. They invaded my cousin's room, and then they invaded the living room, and then they got into the fridge, and then they got into the pantry, and then I found them, one other thing that really was keeping me secure was that I had an upstairs bedroom. I didn't have to be on the downstairs level where they were getting in. And one night I walked into my upstairs bathroom, and they were in there. They had invaded our trash can, which someone had thrown a Snickers bar into. And I don't know who threw that Snickers bar in there, but they didn't know what they were doing, what kind of Pandora's box they were opening, what kind of emotional trauma they were
stirring up within me. So I went a little crazy, and I started like wiping down the counters and just like wiping everything, like literally just taking wads of toilet paper and just wiping them up and then throwing them into the same trash can. And just I ran downstairs, I grabbed like bleach and Lysol, and I was just like, I was muttering under my breath, there's ants in the house. Like, I can't believe this is disgusting. And my family thought I was having some kind of psychoactive episode. They thought I was on drugs and that I was tweaking out, but no, it was just ants. And I wiped down the counters. I thought I had a lady issue, so I calmed down a little bit. I felt like they were on me. I laid in my bed and I kept having to get up because I kept feeling like crawling on me. And I was like, I'm not about that life. So I kept like swatting my arms, and my uncle came in and he was like, "You okay? What's going on with you? Like, you haven't you on drugs?" And I was like, "Fine." I'm okay. There's just ants in the house, and I can't deal with it. I eventually calmed down. I thought about it, and I was like, okay, they're out of the bathroom. I took care of that situation. They're not going to be there tomorrow. Everything's going to be okay. So I went to bed that night, and I woke up, and I put my foot down on my floor, and I just remember feeling something start moving up my leg, and I was like, no, this isn't reality. This isn't what's really happening to me right now. This can't be. No. I looked down, and there was just a trail of ants walking their little way through my bedroom, and they went beneath a pile of dirty clothes, and I lifted up the dirty clothes, and there was a pile of spit out sunflower seeds that my brother had spit on the floor like a disgusting animal, and left there for them to find and partake in. And I don't know if you know this about ants, but ants the way they maneuver themselves and get around is they find food, they leave this little stink trail of pheromones, so that way other ants, they find that stink trail and they just follow it right to food, and then they bring it right back to their hive, their nest, their anthill, whatever it is they're living in at the time. So it's not as easy as just, killing the ants and getting rid of them. You have to sanitize and get rid of that stink trail,
or they'll just keep coming back.